All right, welcome aboard. Today's a little bit of a solemn video, and I want to introduce some of you to the issues we've been having in Colorado, specifically the wildfires this season. We had one of the worst droughts in recorded history this summer, which has led to a very late fire season. And where we live in the small town of Lyons, Colorado, we have 3 record-breaking fires within about 15 miles of our house. To our north or northwest, we have the Cameron Peak Fire, which is the largest fire in Colorado history. It's burning over 210,000 acres. Just to the south of that and west, we have the East Troublesome Fire, which is now the second largest fire in recorded history. And that fire set a number of records for the damage that it did. In one day, it grew almost 100,000 acres and forced hundreds from their homes. Many homes have been destroyed by both Cameron Peak and East Troublesome. And then to our south is the Cal-Wood Fire. And that fire actually got within about a mile of our town and forced my wife and I to evacuate for a little over a week. I want to introduce this as more of a solemn video because many people lost their homes in both of these fires that we're going to be flying over. About 30 homes were lost in the Cal-Wood Fire, which was another record-setting fire. I didn't mention that. It was the largest fire in Boulder County history. And that's the one that's near to us. So about 30 homes were lost in that fire, and hundreds. It's really unknown at this point in time how many are lost from East Troublesome. So these are active fire zones. We will be flying over. There's no active firefighting taking place right now. So we don't have a TFR in place. We should be able to fly over these fires and see what we can see. But I want to be very respectful to those who were impacted by these fires, who have lost their homes in these. You have my deepest condolences. And the purpose of this video is really to bring awareness to these fires in Colorado. And I will include links in the description of this video of where you can donate if you feel so inclined to help those who have been impacted by these wildfires. So the plan will be to fly out of Longmont, fly due west, and find the Cal-Wood Fire. From there, we'll go up and over Rollins Pass and drop into the Grand Lake and Granby area, do a circle around that, and maybe go up and down State Highway 125 near Parkview Mountain and see what we can see there. So that's the plan. Let's hop in the plane and see what we can find.
Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform, lining up 29er for a straight out departure to the west. Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform, on the go, 29er, Cessna in sight.
Longmont traffic, the 8 Golf Delta is on left base for 29er, full stop at this time at Longmont.
Longmont traffic, Cessna 737, turning crossing Longmont.
And Longmont traffic 605, Romeo Victor is departing 29 on, I have the motor glider in sight, no factor for you.
Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform, 7,500 over the Cal-Wood Fire maneuvering.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Over here you can see the lines of retardant that the planes, the firefighting aircraft had dropped to try to stop the spread to the north, which is where my little town is, right there. You can see the town of Lyons. So they did a phenomenal job of keeping the fire away from us. So a huge thank you to all the firefighters involved in the fighting efforts, not just on this fire, but all the fires in Colorado in general. So here are some of the homes that were lost. The majority of all the homes that were lost were right in this subdivision here, the 2 subdivisions. And as you can see, the fire just tore through
500.
here and left 1 house standing, 2 I see. But the devastation here is just terrible.
Turning final, turning 9, touch and go.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
So that was a quick tour of the Cal-Wood fire, which pales in comparison to the other 2 fires I mentioned at the introduction here. What we'll do now is we'll fly up towards Rollins Pass. We'll hop over the divide and we'll head towards the Granby area. And from there we'll make our way north to maybe Grand Lake, do a circle around that, and run up the highway to see maybe 125 to see if there's anything worth seeing up that way. So here we are crossing Rollins Pass, just shy of 14,000 feet. We're 13.9-ish. And as soon as we get over here, we'll drop down and head towards Grand Lake and Granby. So now, as we drop over the divide, we're descending into Grand County. And Grand County is where the majority of the East Troublesome fire has taken hold. There's a little bit that jumped over the Continental Divide, actually, towards Rocky Mountain National Park and was burning inside the park. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get up in there and do much touring because the TFR is still active over parts of Estes Park and Rocky Mountain National Park both for what's burning on that side of the East Troublesome fire, as well as the Cameron Peak fire.
Lefthand 373, Denver departure, radar contact.
So Grand Lake is sort of a nature preserve along with Lake Granby. Lake Granby is 8,280. So if we add 2,000 to that, that's 10,280. We can traverse the lake. So we're at 11.5 and I'm descending to about 10,200 and we'll fly over the lake at 2,000 feet AGL.
Granby Airport, Mooney, 6-4 uniforms, 6 to the east. We're transitioning south to north at 11,000.
So already I can see how much scorched earth there is to the west of Lake Granby.
Granby, Grand County Airport, Mooney, 6-4 uniforms, going to be maneuvering over Lake Granby, 10,200.
Granby traffic, Platus 902, Mike Zulu's rolling 27 straight out. Granby.
Now this is the town of Grand Lake. Really, really cute town, and I was devastated to learn that the fire was all around it. And it has thankfully spared the downtown area, it appears. But just above it, and the homes just to the north and west weren't so fortunate. So I'm going to do a quick flight over the town here because I know that this is near and dear to so many people's hearts. So you'll be able to see sort of what was impacted and what was spared here. So hats off to the incredible firefighting crew. They really did a good job of sparing the downtown area. Unfortunately, some of the homes to the north here were lost. But I'm amazed at how well some of these fared, considering the patches that I'm seeing of charred trees all around these homes up here.
Now we'll turn and head up into Rocky Mountain National Park a little bit here. The terrain rises a bit, so I'm going to continue to climb as I try to maintain about 2,000 feet AGL respectfully. One of the big questions I had, and I think a lot of people had, was whether or not the Grand Lake Lodge was spared. And from what I can see here, it looks like it is. Again, this is from the air, but it looks like the Grand Lake Lodge was spared, which is fantastic news. Now we're in Rocky Mountain National Park, and it's really sad to see. My wife and I, living in Lyons, we're on the opposite side of the park. The park has two primary entrances, I should say. You've got the western side and the eastern side, and connecting the two is Trail Ridge Road. And one of our favorite activities in the summer is to drive up to Estes from Lyons, which is only about 20 minutes, and take Trail Ridge Road up and over and come down into Grand Lake for the day. And this is something we do very frequently, and to just see what we've enjoyed for so many years just scorched is heart-wrenching. Now, I can't take you all the way up and over Trail Ridge Road, unfortunately, because of the TFRs in the area. So I've just sort of been using this time to climb out of the Grand Lake Granby area, and now we'll pull a 180 and sort of trace the fire's edge here west. So all that shaded gray area is just charred timber. No foliage whatsoever, and just the sticks are all that are left from all the trees, and I'm sure many of those will come down here. It's hard to grasp the scale, and I'm sure it won't come through on the camera, as to just how massive this area is that we're flying over. There's just nothing left in here. So Parkview Mountain here, about 12,300 feet, and part of it was spared. It looks like the northern half of it still has the trees on it, but sort of the south side of it really got charred. And as we loop around, I'm going to fly the windward side of it and maybe ride the updrafts. We'll be able to fly a little bit closer to the mountain, but I don't want to get on the leeward side. Ironically, Parkview Mountain has a fire lookout tower at the top of it. It's inactive, but it has a structure right at the top that was used for a number of years as a fire lookout station. Yeah, no fire on the northern side here at Parkview, but there's not much to burn to go up and over. Everything on the southern side, though, is burnt. A quick flash, there's the fire lookout tower right at the top of Parkview Mountain.
500.
King Mountain Ranch is right in front of us. It's a dude ranch. It used to have an airstrip, but I think it's since been retired. Unfortunately, it looks like the fire just ripped right through that whole area. We'll fly down low here. Well, it looks like the structures at King Mountain Ranch survived.
$500.
Yep, best as I can tell. So now we're following State Highway 125 south, back down into the Granby area. Granby traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniforms 5 to the north, will transition north to south at 10,200. That's Granby Airport we just overflew. Now we're headed back towards Rollins Pass to the south here. So we're just skirting the edge here of the Arapaho National Forest. And as we clear these little dotted areas, we can suck ourselves into the mountains a little bit and use them to help us climb. So that's Rollins Pass. Typically, I'm much higher than we are right now when it comes time to crossing. But what I can do is sort of fly perpendicular to the pass and use the upslope air to help me climb up and over. So there's Rollins Pass. You can see it clearly with some snow on it. That is the old train trestle there. Or the trestles, I should say, the northern trestles, and then the larger trestle is down here to the south. There's a good view of the Needle Tunnel. Wondering when we were going to hit that. It was really smooth. Now we're going through the rotor. So one fire I didn't mention is the Lefthand Canyon fire. And this is the town of Ward right in front of us. And this one kicked off right around the same time as Cal-Wood did. And thankfully, fire crews jumped all over this one before it had a chance to really pop up and get big. But I know a number of people were affected in Boulder County, especially by this fire, so I at least want to circle it and mention it. And you can see the firefighters did an excellent job of saving structures in the area. You can see a lot of orange retardant down there on
traffic, Mooney,
on the northern side.
Golf, departing runway 29er with a right turnout to heading 030. Lama.
But a much smaller fire compared to some of the others we flew over, but nonetheless threatened a number of homes. So the two major towns that were affected by, well, three really, by the Cal-Wood fire. So you had Jamestown to the south, you had Lyons to the north, and then you had the Altoona area to the east. And those were sort of the three townships, if you will, that were really affected by this fire. Now I'm going to fly the western side here and see if I can find the point of origin for where the fire kicked off. But It looks like it's near the Jamestown area. We're just about to fly over Jamestown here. And it looks like it's just to the north. I see a lot of orange retardant on this hillside over here. And that was really to prevent the fire from moving west into up towards Estes Park and into some more dense tree growth over here. So this is sort of the westernmost point of the Cal-Wood fire here. And you can see they dropped a lot of retardant in the area to try to keep it contained. We'll fly down this canyon here. Can't tell, it's a little bit windy today, so I'm getting bumped around.
Longmont unit
500.
68 Juliet on the ramp with a radio check, please. Loud and clear. Thank you.
500.
And then you can see just how close it got to Highway 7 here, which leads us straight down into Lyons. Some of the lines where they dropped retardant here.
500.
Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniforms 5 to the west. We're in our 45 left downwind 29er. Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform midfield downwind 29er. Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform left down or left base 29er.
500.
Longmont traffic, Mooney 6-4 uniform short final 29er full stop.